Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight, Beto O'Rourke, we are sad to tell you, has changed. He's not the boyish, carefree road tripper with the primo weed hookup you might remember from just a few months ago. That Beto is gone, maybe forever. The new Beto is far more serious, even angry. What's the new Beto mad about? Well, climate change, obviously, and border walls, and bigotry, and uptight old people who don't understand that skateboarding is not a crime. Also, that buzzkill Pete Buttigieg, or whatever his name is, who snuck up and stole his spot in the presidential rankings. That was annoying as hell. But mostly what Beto is mad at is Beto. Beto's had some free time recently, being unemployed, so he looked inside and came to the conclusion that actually he's a pretty mediocre person, not a good guy at all, pretty much an awful human being. Most people would keep that knowledge to themselves. Not Beto. He went on The View today to tell everyone.
You did a Vanity Fair cover to announce your campaign, and you said you were, quote, born to be in it. You went across the country alone on a road trip after you lost your election, and you said you, quote, sometimes help raise your kids. These are things in my mind that a female candidate wouldn't be able to get away with. Do you think you can get away with more because you're a man? And do you have any regrets about launching on the cover of Vanity Fair?
You're right. There are things that I have been privileged to do in my life that others cannot.
You're right, said Beto. Male privilege is real. I should know. All those cool, fun things I've done in my life, I only did them because I'm a man. And I feel bad about that. So bad that I've had a committee of diversity consultants draft an awkwardly written statement of moral culpability, which I will now read to you with feigned sincerity in the hope that it's sufficient atonement for my sins. Here we go.
The systematic foundational discrimination that we have in this country in every aspect of life is something that I have not experienced in my lifetime, and I've had advantages that others could not enjoy.
Yeah, so that clears that up. In case you thought that Beto might be suffering from systematic foundational discrimination in every aspect of his life, now you know the truth. He's not, and he's deeply ashamed of that, because it's morally superior to be discriminated against, as the rich and pampered ladies of The View, who are also somehow victims, can and will tell you. But whatever, Beto can't help it if people don't hate him for who he is. That's the downside of privilege. People like you too much. All Beto can do is try harder to be despised as much as he despises himself, which he has pledged to do.
I have my work cut out for me to be a better person and ensure that I'm more mindful to the experiences that others have had, different than the experiences that I've had.
You regret the Vanity Fair cover.
Are those mistakes? Would you say those are mistakes, being on the cover of Vanity Fair?
Yeah, so Megan,
it looks elitist? What?
I think it reinforces that perception of privilege. And that headline that said I was born to be in this, in the article was attempting to say that I felt that my calling was in public service. No one is born to be president of the United States of America, least of all me.
What about the part-time dad thing?
Yeah, so
You
listen.
got some flack for that one.
Absolutely, and I deserved it.
I deserved it. Just so we're clear on this, the lady who makes millions talking about herself on a TV show every day disapproves of Beto appearing on a magazine cover because it's, quote, elitist. And Beto fervently agrees with her. Of course he does. There is no criticism of Beto that Beto does not agree with. Back in March, he apologized profusely for saying that his wife had raised their 3 kids. Do you even know how patriarchal that sounds? Beto does. And he's really, truly, sincerely sorry he said it.
Not only will I not say that again, but I'll be much more thoughtful going forward in the way that I talk about our marriage, and also the way in which I acknowledge the truth of the criticism that I have enjoyed white privilege.
I have enjoyed white privilege. There you go. He acknowledged it. Thank you, Mr. O'Rourke, for your candor. But the real question is, how much did you enjoy white privilege? We'll get to those details in our next round of questioning.